Beloved Masters, what is it that you are most concerned with at this time? What is it that you cannot seem to overcome or find an answer that will explain the stressful situations that constantly plague you? For those of you who have been on the path of awareness for some time, it seems as though you are at a dead end, and no matter what you do or don't do, you cannot get past the persistent obstacles that are creating so much dismay. We have emphasized many times that you are in the midst of an intense, very important transformational process. Many of you have moved into a cycle whereby your strongest core issues are rising to the surface so that, once and for all, you can neutralize the discordant energies/thought patterns that are causing such turmoil, so that they can be transmuted back into their original form, pure light substance. The path of ascension has many stages and initiations which can manifest as periods of intense study, growth, and expanded awareness, followed by times of assimilation when it seems as though you have moved into a null zone of stagnation or back into chaos. The pulse and heartbeat of our Father/Mother God create cycles of varying degrees, and every living thing is attuned to rhythmic cycles of some kind or another. As you move into the formulation of each higher subdimensional environment, you will find that the cycles of experience and manifestation are speeded up considerably. More and more soul groups are coming together on Earth at this time. Therefore, it is important you understand that a group of souls will consist of people who are at various stages of enlightenment, and each person has gifts of varying degrees to contribute to the whole. Each group comes together for specific reasons. Some have been and are being reunited with close members of his/her soul family in order to give and receive support. Many are brought together because of group missions they have assumed. Time and time again, while on your journey throughout the universe, you have answered a clarion call to unite with a greatly diversified group of souls in order to assume an important mission at some future time and place. Some of you are fulfilling more than one important mission during this special time on Earth. For others, it is somewhat of a reward lifetime, whereby, seemingly novice initiates are being supported and assisted by the more advanced members and are given the benefit of the group's wisdom and love/light. Be assured that those dear souls have given the same service in the past, and at a soul level they have already met the requirements of an initiate on the path. Possibly, they need only a little nurturing, training and assistance in order to remember who they truly are. Some progress so swiftly that they are given a divine dispensation of love/light so that they may quickly step into their true roles as self-masters, teachers, and ways-howers. Some groups go quietly about spreading love/light and wisdom amongst their family, friends, neighborhood, and local areas of influence. They spread and share their loving energy as they tranquilly go about living and being examples for others to emulate. While other groups become leaders and talented teachers and are destined to have a broader range of influence, possibly even worldwide. The more diverse a group is, the greater their potential influence on those around them will be, for they embody a well-rounded range of experience and wisdom to impart to others. Allow us to take you on a journey, as we give you a mind picture of what ascending humanity is experiencing at this time. Imagine that you are viewing a very different reality from our vantage point, as we observe the ascension process that is taking place on another planet. We of the higher realms have the ability to sense the feeling nature of the people, as well as see the vibrational patterns that their thoughts and actions convey. Colors are more vivid and each person's auric field can be seen by all and is considered to be a normal attribute. However, the people did not understand the meaning of the auric field. We will focus on a group of souls who are traversing the path of ascension together. The first scene we view consists of a small secluded village within a valley, which is surrounded by mountains. The villagers are simple people and there is not much contact with the outside world. There are many humble dwellings scattered about the valley and most all of the inhabitants have to struggle in order to eke out a living. The land is infertile and the weather is harsh and unpredictable. The people are suspicious of each other, and there isn't much interaction or cooperative effort for the common good. However, there are 3 families who had built their dwellings close together, further up the side of the mountain, a short distance from the village. They share water from a nearby stream and also share the fruits of their labor with each other. They often gather to discuss their problems and give thanks for the bounty they receive. They begin to notice that everything is a little brighter and more harmonious on their mountainside. There is always a slight haze hovering over the valley, and the few times any of the mountainside group had gone down into the village, it seemed the people were even poorer and more unhappy than before. They also resented and were inhospitable to outsiders, and there was an aura of sadness and despair in the atmosphere. After a time, the members of the higher soul group stopped going to the village. They found that they could produce all that they needed to live simply and in comfort. Gradually their numbers grew to form a new village. However, with the expansion came new tests and challenges for the people. As time went by, several of the more advanced soul group became restless and discontented. They knew there must be more to life than living and dying in a small secluded village, so they decided to climb the mountain to see what the world was like beyond the mountaintop. Their journey was arduous with many detours and challenges along the way. However, the group found if they were patient and worked together to resolve their problems and pooled their resources, the way became easier. Slowly, but surely they made progress until they reached the mountaintop, where they discovered there was a village somewhat like the one they came from, but even better. The people of this village had skills the group had no knowledge of, and they created many useful items to make life easier and more comfortable. Our soul group of travelers were slowly integrated into the village, and before too long they had learned many of the skills and special talents the villagers shared with them. Life was not perfect, however, it was much better than in their previous village, and so a few in the group decided to stay in this village, even though there were some negative aspects with which they must contend. The rest of the soul group decided to continue their journey down the other side of the mountain. The valley floor was at a higher elevation than their original village, and life was somewhat better, but there seemed to be many minor conflicts and discontent among the villagers. There seemed to be a lot of jealousy and envy, and there was somewhat of a caste system, whereby some of those who were talented or gifted with beauty of face or form, or had a special skill, acted as though they were superior to the rest of the people. Also, one of the villagers' favorite pastimes was to gossip about their neighbors or to ridicule their beliefs and habits, especially if they were different from their own. After a brief time, the group quickly picked up the negative habits and became caught up in the competitive atmosphere of the village, while the rest of the group remained as outside observers and soon came to the conclusion that this was not a place in which they wanted to settle. They left the village without looking back, focusing their vision on the next mountain peak and the gifts it might have to offer. Thus began the never-ending cycle of experiencing life in a specific frequency-level environment to gain knowledge and wisdom in order to become a candidate for ascension into the next higher realm of existence. After you, as an aspirant on the path, have been gifted with the talents and knowledge of each higher level of awareness, you are forever changed. Thereafter, you must traverse the valley of your new reality until you have cleared and harmonized any incompatible vibrational patterns from within. That is why, sometimes, after you have gained a new level of beingness, for a brief time, it seems discord and challenges reappear in your life for resolution. After your energetic signature becomes compatible with each new dimensional level, you are ready for the challenges of the next mountain. Know this, when you have heard and answered the clarion call of your own soul, nothing can stop you from seeking the path which eventually leads to enlightenment, for a divine discontent will plague you until you do. Beloveds, those of you who have climbed the great mountains of life repeatedly, and traversed the diverse valleys filled with shadows, tests, and trials are now bringing forth into your consciousness the deepest core issues from within your being. Before you incarnated, you were determined to resolve these issues in this lifetime, for you knew that in order to attain self-mastery once more, you must gain a certain level of balance and harmony within. Remember, you are not being punished and you are not doing anything wrong if you are endeavoring to do and be your very best. Once you awaken to the God spark within your sacred heart, you will never again be placed in circumstances which are insurmountable. You will always experience tests, challenges and circumstances to help you awaken to the great potential within and to move beyond the illusion of the lower planes. You must always strive for the highest and best solutions. We understand that one of the most difficult tasks is gaining control of your feeling nature and emotions. It is important that you clear the atmosphere around you of discordant vibrational patterns every day so that you can stay empowered within your sacred heart and solar power center. You are creating a new chapter in your ledger of life each day. Will that chapter be on the positive or the negative side of the ledger? Remember, it is permissible and important that you blaze the violet flame of transformation back through the history of your lifetime, thereby erasing cause, core, record, and memory of any discordant energies of the past. The violet flame is the gift of transformation and will help you move from the wheel of karma into a state of grace. Diligently use the violet flame to erase all negative actions, or you must face and rectify your own miscreations via cause and effect situations. Learn to love your miscreations free. Force or resistance will only strengthen any negative thought forms. Follow the nudgings of your soul and higher self, and do not be swayed by popular opinion. You must strengthen and learn to listen to your own inner divine sense. Your body is a sounding board. It is a tuning fork on a certain wavelength, which makes up your energetic signature. If your life is filled with chaos and painful events, raising your consciousness will lift and harmonize the wave patterns of your energetic signature, and your life experiences will also become more balanced, satisfying, and enjoyable. Beloveds, you are in the critical times which have been foretold for many ages. However, there is also more help available to you than ever before. The heavens have opened and the precious elixir of life is pouring forth upon all creation. This may seem like an impossible concept, but we tell you, you do not have to make this journey of life alone. Keep your eyes focused on the mountain top, as you stay centered within the God power of the moment, and you will not be led astray. You have the potential to become physically vibrant, emotionally fulfilled, mentally aware, financially abundant and spiritually enlightened. It is your divine birthright to experience your life's journey in the physical realm to the fullest. You were designed to savor and enjoy life each day with passion, to experience physicality with full awareness and conscious intensity. Your earthly sojourns were not meant to be filled with pain, suffering and deprivation. It is your choice whether you experience life on earth as a heavenly place or as a hellish nightmare. Allow us to show you the high road and light the path before you. You are loved most profoundly. I am Archangel Michael.